Okay, so let me start off by prefacing this video. I've had this item, this product, this accessory for my Tesla for probably about a month or so now. The reason I'm just now getting around to it is because I was very sick. I went on vacation first, actually. Then I came back and got very sick. So I'm now back and I am going to be telling you about this new accessory that I just got. So without further ado, let's check it out. I'm excited because today we are going to be installing my brand new Sunshade in my Model Y. Yes, it is hot in Georgia this time of year. There is glass above my head in this car. And today we are going to cool down my vehicle. Big shout out to Hanshow for sending this over for me to try out. There are a few surprises, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm Average Tech Guy, of course, and today we are going to be looking at this big box. This big box holds my brand new shade, my Sunshade, that is going to be going in here, up there. All that glass, we're about to cover all that up. So what I'm going to do first is I'm gonna kind of show you guys what all is in this box, what all comes with this. I'm not gonna do a full like installation. I'm gonna show you parts that you need to know that are really relevant. This shouldn't take me any longer than about an hour or so. My wife will be helping me. She does not like to be on camera. But I will show you the parts that are pertinent to putting all this together. First off, we're going to always test this out just to make sure it's working before we even install it. Second, I'm going to show you where the power supply goes and locks in at. I'm going to also show you how the cord travels along the back. I'll show you that part. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to gather all my supplies, get everything going, and then I'll be back to show you the bits and pieces that you really need to know, the most relevant bits and pieces that you need to know. Okay, so when you first open this up, this is the shade itself. Like that whole outer thing is the shade. This is the front up here where the button is. Back is in the back, of course. They do give you some white gloves. They give you some brackets, screwdriver. They give you a pulling tool. We'll show you what that does in a little bit. The harness for your power source right here. Some screws, some black tape, some installation QR codes, and you get some two-way felt right here with some sticky on the back, 3M sticky on that felt. But that is pretty much it. That's all you get in this box. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything laid out that I need and show you where the power supply is and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Okay, so each step along the way, I'm gonna show you exactly what I've done. I've removed this piece of rubber. Now you will see some glue here. It's not gonna affect anything, but it's like just glued in there. You'll be able to just stick it back in, no problem. Once you get in here, you'll find your power supply. You're gonna connect your harness to all of this, so don't worry, we'll do that at the very end. Of course, we're gonna test this, but we still wanna make sure we got this out and available. And it seems to be a little bit easier than the previous Model Y, because when me and my wife did it the first time in hers, we had a harder time getting all this stuff out. This just kind of popped right out. And then I was able to just fish my finger down in there, pull this out. You just want this exposed. We're gonna undo this all the way up, probably to about right in here where this seam starts at. And then we're gonna fish that wire through on the cable, on the actual, what am I trying to say? Sunshade. We're gonna fish that wire through to the other side. Once we get that set up, we'll be ready to bring the shade inside the car and basically just put it up. So first steps first, take this out, take this rubber out, this seal, get this exposed, and we'll get the harness ready and set up to go. Right, so as mentioned, this video was shot in 2 separate parts just because of all the stuff that was going on in my life. Life was lifing and that was it. But I apologize. I lost part of the footage where we actually installed this. And plus my wife does not like being on camera. So I am going to throw a link up so you can see Hanshow's actual installation video. You can do that. They put it in a lot better than I did, a lot easier than I did. But what I can tell you is that this is the perfect companion for your vehicle. Like I mentioned, when I did get this, it was hot outside. It is now cool in the morning, warm in the afternoon, warm in the late evening, and then it cools back off. But what I can tell you is that this thing will stop the heat from coming in. I promise you. The heat difference is a big factor in the summertime in Georgia. And when you close this shade, it's perfect. Minimal heat comes through, and I have one in my wife's car. We have one in hers, and now I have one in this one. It is the perfect solution to your heat problem in the top. Secondly, the motors are very quiet. That is one of the best things. When you close this thing and open it, you can barely tell that it is doing so. And also this one is voice activated. So with your key phrase or your keyword, I'm not going to say it. I will put it on the screen so you can see it. But when you say that key phrase, it will respond and it will open, close, and it will even stop midway. Now there's no way to deactivate the voice. Typically, when you are using this, I did see a couple of people that got a list of instructions in theirs. I did not get any list of instructions. I did reach out to Hanshow. They didn't have anything, so it leads me to think that it may have came from another company, but it still has the same voice recognition. But there's no way to stop the voice. So sometimes the voice will randomly speak to you, just to let you know. If you say certain things in the car, it will say, "I am here." Just letting you know that it is listening to you. Other than that, this is the perfect tool. Now, it was a little tough for us to put in, and you're going to need two people just because of how the inside of this new Model Y is made. You kind of got to push up and maneuver at the same time. So one person in the front, one person in the back, and then you'll get it in. It is still one of the best accessories for your Tesla. You cannot go wrong with one of these shades. I've not had it break down, stop working. We've had one in my wife's car for over a year now. From Hanshow, it's been perfect. We got one in this car. It's been in here for a couple of months now. Perfect. No problems, no issues. And I do suggest you go by and get something, even if you don't want the mechanical version, or they have one that you can put up on your own, just put up and take down with these little clips. But yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. It is the perfect accessory for any Tesla owner. And I do recommend that you get something, just because in the summertime, this car will get hot. And if you got it closed, you save yourself a lot of trouble. Now let's get into the car and let's actually activate it. Okay, so when I'm in the car, basically all you got to do is say your key phrase. And the key phrase for mine, for the one from Hanshow, is going to be, "Hello, TT.
I am here.
Open the sunshade."
Open.
And it's continuously listening. So if you want to say, "Close the sunshade,"
Close.
and that goes on for about 5 to 10 seconds. So within that time frame, you can just use the actual key phrase to do that. Open the sunshade.
Open.
And so with a voice, you'll be able to close and open your sunshade. Now this does have buttons on it, so you can push the buttons if you want to, but unlike the previous model of this device, there's only buttons on the front. There are no buttons in the back this time. Last model that my wife has, there are buttons in the back and buttons in the front. So you do have voice control. You do have the ability to push the button, but just remember that your voice activation, "Hello, TT.
I am here."
will let you know that it's here. Close the sunshade.
Close.
And your commands have to be exact. So just so that you'll know, open the sunshade.
Open.
Open the sunshade.
Open.
It will pause it and then it will take it back. Close the sunshade.
Close.
Open the sunshade.
Open.
Close the sunshade.
Close.
Close the sunshade.
Close.
And then it comes back up. So if you want to pause it like halfway, wait for it to stop, open the sunshade.
Open.
And it'll leave it right there. Or you can take your finger and you can press the button to wherever you want it at, or you can press it one time to make it go all the way back, And then you can press it one more time. That's a quick press to go closed, quick press to go open. If you hold it down, it will just open to your desired width and it will stop. The fabric matches up really well with the inside of your car, so you don't have to worry about it being off in color in any way. And once again, this is connected directly to your power, so you don't have to worry about turning on your accessory power or anything. It's connected to that power, runs through the ceiling in the back all the way down the trunk and plugs into the side like I showed you at the very beginning. But this is a really good product. Takes two people to put in, and I think it's something that you'll really enjoy because I've been loving it, especially in this Georgia weather. So that's been it. This is the electric sunshade with voice control from Hanshow. Hope you guys can go by and check it out. I'll drop a link below. And until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.